I was just about to say one last look at this garden before we destroyed it, but anyway, too late.
Too late.
Why are you digging over here?
I just thought it'd start some.
This is not where we're putting the roses. I mean, I do want to plant something, like I do want to make this a flower bed right next to this post. I mean, so you can leave it.
Okay.
Not something I was going to do immediately this moment. We are going to dig all of this grass out. We will save most of these trees and bushes, but the grass, where that is where my roses are going to get planted. This is going to be my new rose garden here. Okay. Before we take out the grass, we're taking out this stuff that should have never been planted here. This is some sort of wire vine that does not belong anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. And as you can see, it's spreading quite rapidly. So, I mean, look at those roots. They're so long. After identifying it with my plant app, it's called Picture This. It says this is a maidenhair vine, and it is invasive in some parts of the United States. And definitely the Pacific Northwest is one of those places where this is invasive, although it does really well with salt sprays. If you have a hard time growing stuff, if you're over on the coast, this will grow for you really well. But it grows a little bit too well here in the Pacific Northwest. It takes over everything, and it should definitely not be planted in the ground. If you love the look of this, which it is kind of pretty, I think it would look really awesome in a fairy garden. But if you are in the Pacific Northwest or anywhere where this can get invasive because it grows so aggressively, I would plant it in a container for sure. Don't plant it in the ground in the Pacific Northwest unless you want your whole entire yard taken over by this stuff. We left just a little bit of this wire vine next to the Japanese maple because we did not want to disturb the roots of the maple before the landscaper came and took it out. Now on to removing the grass so that we can plant the roses. So I am sure you have realized that this was before the landscapers came and removed the Japanese Pieris and the Japanese maples to the backyard. Unfortunately, with me being sick and moving, my organizational skills are lacking. This video is about 1 in 5 videos that I shot in a 4 to 5 day period in mid-January, and we worked so hard, and then right after we got all of this done is when we got sick. So things are a little conglomerated, and I'm sorry for the mess up. This is a Princess Alexandra of Kent that we're planting. Now normally, we have usually our first frost in November here in Zone 8B on the west side of Oregon, but it has been a very, very mild winter, and we have barely had any frost. It hasn't really dipped down before below 32. So we haven't even had a freezing night at all. It's been kind of crazy. It's mid-January here in this video, and it is supposed to get some freezing temperatures here in the next few nights. So we're trying to get everything in before the freezing comes, because I figure the roses will be better in the ground than in their pots. I could be wrong, but I think they'll do better in the ground than in the pots. And actually, most of the roses aren't even in pots. They're in like these plastic tubs that don't have very good drainage. And so the roses definitely need to get out of there and planted in the ground before the frozen temperatures come.
Okay. Yeah, see, I have it deep enough. It doesn't need to be deep. It needs to be wide.
Wider.
I need to go a little bit more.
A little bit more that way.
Yeah, it needs another shovel.
I believe this rose that we're planting here now is the Olivia Austin. And the funny thing is, it was kind of one of the most difficult ones to plant just because the roots were so wide and spread out. Mostly rose roots are not very deep. They're more wide and it spreads out. And this one spread out to like 2 or 3 feet on each side. So it was kind of fun to plant. The reason why I say the funny thing is because we ended up, after we planted it, we ended up moving it out of its spot here and putting it over where I'm going to plant the climbing roses, which you'll see in a few minutes. So hopefully this poor thing will make it.
Is that better? Nope. Probably needs to go up another couple.
One.
Yep.
made the hole too deep, and so we had to fill back part of the hole back up again. Oh, this one was such a hassle to plant for us to just take out and move again. Oh well. Here it is in all of its glory behind this pot, which I really didn't notice was right in the middle of the shot when I was filming this.
So, hold on. These are climbers, right?
Yeah.
Is there something planned in my future I don't know about?
Yeah, I did tell you what we're doing here. Yes, we are putting a brick wall along this patio. It's kind of in a stair-step thing.
Oh, that.
In his defense, I do have a lot of projects planned, and it's hard for anyone to remember how many I've got going on in my head. This one we're planting is Tess of the how do y'all say this? Tess of the D'Urbervilles. I think is it D'Urbervilles? Anyway, that's what this rose is. And sorry, the camera angle on this shot is not very good. I didn't quite get it tilted low enough, but the roots on this rose were not very strong. There wasn't very many roots, so I'm really hoping this one survives the transplant. God bless my husband. Getting down on the ground and putting these roses in. My husband is doing a lot of the work on this one because we at this point still had a lot of our stuff boxed up, and I could not find my rose gloves anywhere, and he was able to find his rose gloves, so he's the one that's getting down and planting all of the roses. The digging in this area was so hard I couldn't get the shovel in very well and dig it out, but we soon found out why. Is there a line there? Stop. Stop. There's something there.
Stop.
Stop. We were real worried that we ran into an irrigation line and hit a line or the gas or the electric. Although, I mean, it's more than 5 feet away than any of the stuff that was marked. And so I got down to take a closer look, and it turned out just to be a huge root to that tree directly by the road. I think it's a root. So we just kind of maneuvered the rose around it. This one that we're planting is called Imogen by David Austin. Now, it was originally started for a limited time, and that's why I bought it, because I wasn't sure if they were going to continue it, but I think they have decided to continue making this one and selling this one. But it is not a climber. It is supposed to only get to 5 feet tall, but it is almost as tall as I am, and I'm pretty much 5 feet tall. So it's growing at a rapid rate because it's less than 2 years old. Well, this is 2 out of 5 that I know for sure what it is. The other 3, I'm not so sure. The first one was definitely Princess Alexandra of Kent because it still had the tag. This one is definitely James Galway.
Yeah.
But the other 3, it's a shot in the dark. It's what I think I remember and what buckets they were planted and how they look.
We're in.
So this is the last rose in the climbing rose area that I filmed us putting in, but we did put in 2 more. We moved the Olivia Austin that we had planted in the front and put it over in this section, and then we also planted the Gertrude Jekyll because the Gertrude Jekyll also gets really tall and grows very similarly to a climbing rose. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, feed the pollinators for me.